Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our weekly investor forum. I'm your host for today, Justin Scott, investment banking analyst, and we're happy to bring you yet another episode of our investor update series. Joining us today is senior investment advisor Ryan Wright. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm fine, Justin. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you back on the show here today, Ryan. So, today we'll be discussing two great companies, JMMB Group Limited and LASM Manufacturing Limited. Now, if you like the content, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video. And if this isn't your first time here, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to receive all notifications where we upload content just like this once per week. And also, if you're looking to embark on your first investment journey, you should take that first step with Mayberry. Follow us on social media to learn more about how you can get started today. So to get started, let's kick things off with JMMB, presenting their June 2024 3 months ended results. Gross revenues are actually down 8% from $14.3 billion to $13.1 billion. Net interest income is actually up 7% from $2.5 billion to $2.7 billion, with their gains in securities trading actually down by 9%. From $1.3 billion to $1.2 billion, and their operating revenues, net of all costs and other things, is actually down by 45% from $2.3 billion to $1.3 billion. Their total operating expenses is up 9% from 5.8 to 6.3, and total operating profits are down significantly from $1.2 billion in operating profits down to a loss of $697 million, with a share of profit and loss from all their other operations such as SFC. And another one that I'll be getting into very soon is actually down by 185% from $1.7 billion to a loss of $1.4 billion. Profit before taxes are down 178% in tandem from $2 billion to $1.5 billion, resulting in a final net loss line of $1.4 billion compared to the same period last year. And taking a look at the balance sheet, their total assets are next to unchanged. It's very marginal from $679 billion to $680 billion. Total liabilities are up 1% from $623 billion to $629 billion. And shareholders' equity is down by 10% from $54 to $48 billion. Taking a look at the prices, JMMB's price as of October 22nd is $21.03 with a P/E ratio of 5.49 times. That's very low compared to the rest of the main market stocks. Even when you bring it down to the financing segment, I believe this is not necessarily representative of value at this time, but just generally representative of the market's feeling towards JMMB and where it's been at and where it's been at for the last couple of years, really and truly. The book value per share is $25, so it is trading below the book value of JMMB's as a financial asset would be, and with a trailing EPS of $3.83 and trailing earnings of $7.4 billion. JMMB is still highly operating, but the growth just doesn't seem to be there. The advancement into where we'd really want JMMB to be is just not really representing. I believe shareholders are kind of in the same, in agreements with that. All right, so taking a look at the quarterly profit movements for the group, they've been kind of teetering just barely below that break-even line, and of cases in the third quarter, as you can see, they've been really benefiting from the share of profit in Sagicor Financial Corporation, of which they own just over 25%. But on the downside now, they're really just not getting those significant advances, or in the case of when they do benefit, it's really more of like a paper profit from benefit on a share of their associates. So for the last few quarters, they've been really up and down. So you can see where JMMB's investment in Sagicor Financial Corporation has really benefited them greatly, really pressing the importance of diversification and wealth protection. So it's been good for them from the investment they would have made when they did the APO some years back. So because the group was aided by a $20.3 billion share of profit stake in SFC, as I said earlier, which helped to offset the losses which they had from a $12.6 billion impairment, largely linked to their investment in Icon Energy, a greenfield, a bit of an energy startup that they had over in Trinidad and Tobago. So the result of that was that they were involved to the tune of up to $200 million in that investment. However, the Icon has been plagued by some unfortunate times, such as when they actually lost the contract from their production of natural gas into energy. They actually had the termination of the natural gas contract with Trinidad and Tobago, and then further from there was actually an explosion at the plant, which resulted in the loss of two of their workers. So from there on, Icon has just been a bit of an albatross for them. It's really been pulling them down, and I believe they're still trying to work on getting on fully impairing that asset and just trying to recoup whatever they can, and trying to get that completely off the book so they can move forward from there into what is probably going to be another investment. So really try and recover from the losses that would have sustained here. They actually went on to further to say that they were moving away from such heavy investments in early stage projects. While that can be good because you're getting in very early and you can make a benefit from the long end of that, but the reality is there's a lot more risk involved in that early stages, and I believe they're kind of trying to shift their whole investment strategy from that point. They're still pressing towards their real estate portfolio. As a matter of fact, they recently completed their Ligani head office right across from Sovereign, and they're looking to get some tenants for the top 3 floors to really, benefit from that working capital, benefit from that cash flow coming to them. But since then, it's been a bit up and down from JMMB, as you can see, and if you take a look at the following slide, it really reflects in the stock price, really falling down from 2020 to resulting in this price that we're seeing kind of just teetering down at this $20, $21 region, which I believe it will probably stay for the next couple of quarters until they're able to, 1, get Nikon off their books, 2, find another proper investment, 3, move forward into, some of the deeper acquisitions that would have been able to benefit them. And even when things start to balance off a bit more, economy-wise, I still believe there's a lot more for them. I know they still have their investments further out in the Caribbean region, but I'm really just looking forward to see what JMMB is going to find that's going to be really taking them from the doldrums, so to speak, where they are right now. Ryan, any thoughts on JMMB?
Well, Justin, JMMB is a very resilient company, and despite the setbacks that you've pointed out just now, we should see some recovery time based on what is predicted to happen in the economy, specifically speaking to the rate cuts, local and overseas. So they should see some, ease from those investments that they've done earlier, along with maybe the expansion of their loan portfolio, because of the growth in the economy that is predicted. So we should see them coming back, bouncing back sometime soon.
All right. Now, let's switch gears and dive into LASM Manufacturing. Ryan, take it from here.
All right, thank you, Justin. A little history about LASM Manufacturing Limited. This company was founded by the Honorable Lascelles Chin in 1988. And the LASCO as we know it today was established in 1994, and as from then on has grown to become a household name. So I can remember our childhood, having that LASCO stuck to our roof of our mouth, So they have now even grown and in terms of their range of products, and we see they're dominating the sector with their iCool beverages and many household items that we use on a daily basis. Through continuous implementation of cutting-edge technology, LASCO Manufacturer has grown organically to cement their position as a powerhouse in the manufacturing space. The company listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange in October of 2010 for $2.50 per share, and the price grew rapidly. You see, that prompted even a stock split, a 10-to-1 stock split. So for those investors who got in early, this is definitely a stock that they've reaped their rewards from and continue to reap more rewards. So let's look at some of their financial highlights for the first quarter ending June 30th, 2024. So the first one I want to look at is their revenue. So their revenue is up by 15% from $2.8 billion to $3.2 billion. Also, we see operating profits increase by 35%, up from $723 million to $975 million. Gross profits increased by 16% from $1 billion to $1.2 billion. We see that net profit also increased by 33% from $525 million to $701 million. EPS, which is earnings per share, increased by 33% from 13 cents to 17 cents. And total assets also increased by 19% from 14 billion to 16 billion. Those are some of the key highlights for the financial report. As we turn to the next slide, we see that LASCO Manufacturing has had a strong fourth quarter for each year, 21, 22, and 23. So we're looking forward to that repeating itself and finishing with a stronger quarter in 2024. So they're on par for that as far as we can see. One of the key highlights jumped out at me from this report is when LASCO Manufacturing reporting that their sales revenue had grown by $415 million or 15% increase. That was entirely due to the higher volume in sales and as there was no price increase during the course of the year. That's truly remarkable because that points to in the event that they've move up their margin on their products just a little bit, then there's a lot more profit to be gained from that, a lot more revenue to be derived. We want to look at where the stock is trading. So as of October 22nd, 2024, which was yesterday, the stock closed at $7.24. We see a 52-week low of $4.19, and that was in December of 2023. And we see a high of $7.29, and that was in August 9 of 2024. So future potential growth for LASCO Manufacturing. So we say despite any headwind that they may face from their supply chain disruption or from climate impacts, LASCO Manufacturing proactive measures and strategic focus on long-term growth drives their position to set it well for the future. LASCO Manufacturing strong financial health, operation efficiency, and strategic initiative make it an attractive investment for those looking to add a resilient and growing company to their portfolio. Justin?
All right, thanks for that, Ryan. Yeah, man, definitely agree with you there. LASCO has been strong and it really represents itself in the share price. Investors have been loving LASCO, especially in the time of when people are looking towards something that can give them the feeling of stability, knowing a company is doing over $400 million in profit each and every single quarter. As a matter of fact, ever since 2022, the first quarter, which is always, has been better than the last one, has really set the pace. Every single quarter from the first quarter that they had since 2022 has been better for them. It's been the lowest. The best of their new quarters is like the worst of the future ones, man. So they're only growing more and more. So it's really been great to see the impeccable results that LASCO has been pushing out. I know people are really looking forward to having something that is real. There are giants, there are monuments in the game ever since, and they continue to press on with real numbers, with real profits, and I know it gives investors that sense of stability, and I want to see them continue to grow more and more because they're already set in their place right now and they only have more to go after. So great stuff from LASCO, looking forward to more from them. All right, so that's it for today's discussions, everyone. I'd like to thank our viewers for tuning in today. Your support is always appreciated. I'd also like to extend my thanks to our co-host Rayan for contributing to our discussions today. Thanks for that, Rayan.
You're welcome, Justin.
Great. So, if you're curious about updates on our virtual investor forum, then follow us on our social media. We share our live stream dates and our upcoming guests on our social media pages every week, just like this. So give us a follow and stay in tune to all things forum related. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mayberry Investments Limited. Click on the bell to receive all notifications. Remember, wise investors, slow and steady wins the race.